But before the storm, hey, tell me Mother Nature doesn't communicate. This is only a couple hours after I filmed this morning, and all the flowers are closed up. Tell me Mother Nature doesn't communicate with everybody and say, hey, we got a storm coming. There's a little tick there. But yeah, the beetles, all those flowers that were open are all closed up now. They're getting ready. They know that there's pending, look at all of them, it's pending rain coming. So that's really something. Here's a little beetle. Yeah. Let the bees in, but I don't want the beetles eating this stuff. But look at that. Just a couple hours ago, these were all opened up and ready for the sunshine. Well, so it's probably a little after 3 o'clock now in the afternoon, and I took the rider mower over and just kind of cleaned it up a bit. We had about maybe 5 inches of grass and stuff, so this will all get flooded. I mean, if I have about 4 to 6 inches of rain for the next couple days, and then the grass will really be too tall to cut. So looks good, ready for the storm. All right then, let's bring it on. Okay, everybody, please hunker down, be safe, and we'll see you when the water comes. Hey everybody, just got up. It's 7 o'clock. August 22nd, and Henri is about to get landfall. We're probably about 50-80 miles from the hit, so we're just getting a light breeze at the moment. Let's go check the weather report.
And the recipe is for power outages. That is a big concern today, especially along and south of the pike where the wind will be strongest. We'll step you through the timeline of the wind and the rain just ahead. Precipitation focusing on the southwest. It's the whole opposite situation, and that is because on the western portions of the tropical system, we usually have that focusing of the flooding and the risk, of course, of receiving, in this case, at least more than 4 inches for some spots. I should say that even some spots might be having floods with about 8 inches. It's definitely a very risky situation. We do see that in Bridgeport, Hartford, all the way to New York, but also areas west of Worcester might be expecting also some precipitation being considerable. Hartford, like I mentioned, almost 4. Worcester, almost 3, but I should say that maybe even more as this does come into a run-up, because we receive more. These are live pictures out of Narragansett. You can see it looks like the surf there is starting to churn up. Sarah, the good news in all of this is kind of the timing of the tides is actually benefiting us with this storm. Yeah, you know, astronomically high tides, astronomically low tides. High tide happens as we occur this morning when landfall is going to happen in a few hours. But, I mean, the sea is angry and those seas are building, so I still expect to see some surge as well as some coastal flooding as we go on through the day today. But keep in mind, it is a midday high tide for parts of the Cape as well as Boston. Although we're really watching now as Tropical Storm Henri, which was just downgraded slightly from a hurricane status over the last hour as winds have dropped to about 70 miles per hour. It's about 85 miles south of Providence. And what we're also watching now as Henri continues to push northward, it's encountering some cooler ocean water. So it's going to start to slow down, especially as it interacts with land. And that means we're going to be dealing with impacts from Henri over the next 24 to even 48 hours, because what will happen is it looks as though it's going to make landfall later on this morning through midday and then continue to slowly progress through parts of our state, sort of linger around, and then some of the remnants, as it loses its tropical characteristics, it's going to expand its wind field, it's going to expand its rain field, and we're going to see the risk of some showers lingering potentially even into early Tuesday. So here is the center of the storm right here. You can see this pinwheel. The winds right now out of the northeast. That's a good thing, because once they're out of the south, that's how it pushes a lot of the water inland. So the fact that Henri is still further to the south as we're approaching high tide along the south coast that could be a benefit. But we've got those heavy tropical rain bands. I actually saw some lightning just off of the coast. That means it's strengthening. So watching for these downpours through the morning. These will continue to lift northward. Already have dropped anywhere from 1/10 to about 3/10 of an inch. Parts of Connecticut reported about 1/2 inch of rain. So this is coming down pretty fast. Could lead to some pockets.
Okay, here's the first feeder band coming in here. And about what, 10 o'clock? Not too bad. It's been downgraded to a tropical storm. Good. I hope it just passes right by and doesn't do any damage. Okay, we'll come back in a little bit and we'll check it out then. Okay, it's about 1:30. The storm has hit landfall down in Rhode Island, and one of the bands has kind of brought down one of the limbs on my tree. I don't know if you can see that, but that's about the only damage right now. It's not. It can be a whole lot worse than that. Yeah, it's pretty tame. It's not too bad. We just have a little bit of wind here, but yeah, we had a couple of gusts, but nothing that has been damaging. That's the only thing we've had so far. Well, let's see what we got on the
6,500 outages there. 6,793 we're reporting right now. Customers without power.
All right, Jessica Brown alongside Ben Simino here. We're with you throughout the afternoon. Meteorologist Kellyanne Chicalise and Cindy Fitzgibbon have also been monitoring the storm. Cindy, what's the latest?
Well, the winds have come down significantly from where they are. We had peak wind gusts as this came ashore. Port Judith, Rhode Island had a gust of 70 miles per hour. Block Island and Newport close to that. And both in Narragansett and Buzzards Bay, we did have wind gusts over 50 miles per hour. And look at us now. They've come way down. Here along the south coast especially and into Rhode Island, we're gusting under 40 miles per hour now, so a big difference. But also I want you to notice the direction here with these wind particles. You can see they're still coming up from the south here, down along the south coast, but they're coming in from the east on the east coast. And as Henri continues to kind of pivot toward the north and west, these winds are going to continue to kind of shift around Henri and change direction. But we're actually seeing some brightening of the sky in some areas right along the coastline. Looking east, look at that. Breaks in the cloud cover right now. You can see there were some breaks too down toward the coast of Rhode Island.
It hit landfall about 12:30. Westerly Rhode Island is it. Like I said, the only damage I have is if I can focus here, just that little limb over there. So still hasn't got up to us. We're probably a few hours away, but don't expect it to be that significant, thank God. But we're going to get rain for the next 24 hours because it's going to take the hook right around here and loop out to sea. So, okay. The third floor here, and just checking it out and see that limb that fell from the tree. I'm going to try to zoom out. It's not too bad to pick up after the storm, but yeah, just taking a look around here. All the damage. Actually, the storm's coming from the east, and that's actually I probably got it. This is that's pointed towards Boston, right here, that direction. So the wind is actually sweeping from here over to here, which is the west side. You can kind of see the rain dribbling across. trees are starting to sway a little bit. I'd say, I don't know, maybe 10-mile-an-hour winds. Like that. So hopefully it stays this way. Okay, coming out. I guess this is probably the eye of the storm coming through us. It's a little after 3. Yeah, wonderful. The only damage that we've got really is this tree limb that went down, came down here. I'm not getting too clear of a picture on it, but oh well. Let's go back to here. So, yeah, it was a bit of swaying, but I don't see either anything else in the neighborhood. A little bit of a breeze, but nothing catastrophic, thank God. I want to go ahead and close up, and we still have power, thank God. Unlike probably there's about 12,000 people in Massachusetts right now without power, and thank God we're not one of them. So I'll go ahead and edit this video and get it up and close it out. If anything else should happen, I'll let you know, but let's say goodbye to Tropical Storm Henri. All right, till next time.